Hey, Wentworth World Entertainment, and the new full trailer for Supergirl is here, and we will be taking a look at it because, oh boy. But there is a new story that popped up alongside the trailer, which I want to take a look at first, because it's the media trying to spin that the male fans are already toxic and that Milly Alcock has faced backlash from the fans. Yeah. No fan has an issue with Milly Alcock being cast as Kara Zor-El. That was never an issue because every one of us, and we're all going to get blamed for, oh, the trailer's getting disliked, that's all the YouTubers, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get blamed for everything that goes wrong with this movie. Not if anything goes right with it. We won't get credit for that, but everything that'll go wrong will get blamed. The problem they have here is they're trying to make it out that she's saying that we don't accept her, even though we said, yes, we fully accept, and she's a great choice to play Supergirl. The issue we have is the adaptation version of Supergirl she is portraying. That's where the issue comes from, because it's the Tom King version, a failed version, a version that was widely hated. Now, out of all the decades of Supergirl stories they could have went with, no, James Gunn went, no, let's go with the all new, all different modern take from Tom King that absolutely failed to sell and nobody liked. That's the version he just went with. That's the issue fans have. It's not an issue with Milly Alcock. But the problem here is the media baits her into a question and she takes the bait. That's the issue. But she doesn't actually call out male fans for these movies. You'll see what I mean. So, as I said, I just want to go through this part before we take a look at the trailer, which we're going to get hit for thanks to Warner Brothers because they're idiots. Oh, let's just keep hitting them when they show trailers. But here's this part anyway. So, Milly Alcock is opening up about her life before fame, how much she relates to Supergirl, and the backlash she expects from comic book fans. Now, that's important. The backlash she expects from comic book fans, because that's not exactly how she answers it. So, in a new interview with Vanity Fair, published alongside the new trailer release, Alcock said she was raised by a single mother in Petersham, a middle-class suburb in West Sydney, and said her family struggled financially while she was growing up. She also said she struggled in school and found acting was the one place where she felt recognized. Alcock told Vanity Fair that Kara is someone who has been handed a huge responsibility and does not know how to deal with it. Where what Alcock said was, she's given this incredible responsibility and doesn't know how to deal with it. So she kind of suffocates herself and goes on a journey of self-discovery. She added that after production ended, she realized how much of herself she saw in the character, saying, "That's me, man. I'm the mess." She then added, "I'm not the mess anymore." So that's interesting that she's saying she was a mess, being the fact that she's only like 22, 23, something like that, if even that old. So, in what way exactly was she in a mess? Because we know this version of Supergirl's an alcoholic, basically. So, Alcock also addressed the perceived backlash she expects from male fans. Now, this is where the question is brought up. So, she's asked if House of the Dragon prepared her for that side of fandom. And Alcock said it made her aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself. Now, everything about her answer there is weird, messy, and makes no particular sense. It's like, hey, you know, being in House of the Dragon, did that prepare you for like the toxic side of fandom, which makes no sense because House of the Dragon was successful and people really liked her character, more so her portrayal of the character. So I don't know where this question comes from, but it's that just weird answer of simply existing as a woman in that space. Now, that part of her answer is what they're trying to frame as her getting ready for pushback against the male fans for Supergirl is that she says in that space is something that people comment on. They're trying to put it through big franchise IPs. But she was asked about House of the Dragon, so she's answering about House of the Dragon. But she was also asked about the response to criticism of superhero movies from filmmakers like Martin Scorsese and Ridley Scott, where she said, I get it, they've been around for fucking ever making phenomenal films. Not every film is for everyone. The beauty of art is that you can be selective. So that was all of her answer to just these weird questions to be asked by Vanity Fair. Rather than them asking her, how excited are you about introducing fans to this version of Kara on the big screen for the first time, blah, blah, blah. No, they go immediately to, how much are you expecting men to hate you? So strange. But now, we're going to take a look at the trailer that has dropped. So here is the brand new Supergirl trailer, which is basically being dubbed at this stage Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. And you'll see why. Here it is.
Hey, I was just touching base to see when you think you might be coming back. You know, I'm just worried that you're not going to find your stride here if you keep going off-world all the time, Kara. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark. I have no people. Oh, miss wherever you are, buddy. Crypto and I at least had each other. Honestly, I thought we were lucky. But luck, almost by definition, runs out. What can I do?
The Brickens carry the antidote on that person. He has 3 days.
You cannot give up on me.
It's a crime of the Yellow Hills. Who murdered my innocent family.
Just do what I say. And don't die. This does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
Stop. You're hurting my head.
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
Your eyes are beautiful when you cry. Lot of pain, lot of suffering.
There's no home without you, buddy.
Aren't you the ditz from that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
Okay, so there it is. There is your trailer, and yeah, you can see why it's pretty much Guardians of the Galaxy. It just looks like Guardians of the Galaxy, hip hop music type of crap playing through it, and it's just like, good God. Now we know they've done 8 test screenings of this thing, 8 of them with 3 different endings. Creme of the Yellow Hills is meant to be the biggest letdown of the movie, and judging by him in this trailer, yeah, I can see why, because by Jesus, in a trailer for only a handful of scenes that we see of him in it, he sucks. By the way, is it just me, or did you struggle to understand what anybody was even saying in this trailer? Especially Creme, because when he spoke, it was like, what the hell is he saying? It was like so strange. And people are calling this John Wick because Crypto gets injured and looks like he's got a few days to live unless they can find a cure and stuff. And that's the other thing. They've done the standard, oh no, there's a time frame for what this whole deal of the story needs to be wrapped up in. They have 3 days, and it's like, is this going to be, you have 3 days, those 3 days are vital, and you're going to go here, there, and everywhere, and it's, rather than 3 days, it's going to feel like 3 months that's taking you to do things. That you're going to constantly stop in these places and have drinks or have big, long, boring talks and stuff, because that, if that's the case, it's like, stop putting these time frames then on them. That makes no sense. But yeah, a lot of people are kind of comparing it to John Wick, especially if you go to the comments section. It's all like saying it's John Wick. There has been people also kind of saying it does seem to be almost shot for shot in some cases Superman, where in the Superman trailer, of course, he saves the girl from the explosion with the big kaiju, and Kara does the exact same thing in this one. She saves Ruthie from the explosion. Same kind of shot. It's like, yeah, I get that. Look, she looks good as Supergirl. She does. When she's actually Supergirl and not a pisshead, drunkard Kara Zor-El. Krem looks terrible. The character of Ruthie looks like she's going to be annoying. And by the looks of things, she might end up actually being a bit of a villain. Now, we know that they are meant to go on this, like, revenge quest. Ruthie, because Krem killed her family. Which, by the way, that line of dialogue in this is ridiculous. That it's, he murdered my innocent family. It's like, why didn't you just say he murdered my family? Why did you throw in the innocent part? Are you trying to hide something there, maybe? But it's Supergirl seemingly saying something where she looks like she's about to cry near the end of the trailer, and it looks like she's saying it to Ruthie, that she's basically telling her, like, you're going down a dark path, and maybe Ruthie does, so we'll have to wait and see for that. Lobo, there's extra shots of Lobo. The bar scene with Lobo, I'll be honest with you, just put him in his Aquaman gear, you'd think it was just Aquaman. It's the same kind of humor, same kind of charisma given off there with the drink. It's kind of how they end the trailer with him is kind of like, oh, of course you end it with Lobo, even though he's meant to be barely in this movie. But overall, it's just your most generic superhero trailer, because it's like, here it is, muted colors, nothing really happening, and a generic shitty remix of a song for you. And it's just, it really is just Guardians of the Galaxy. So let me know anyway what you guys think of this trailer. Are you excited for this movie? And more importantly, what do you think about this whole thing from Vanity Fair making her try and say the male fans are going to be a problem with this movie? Let me know what you think of all of it. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.